Good morning, everybody. Happy Halloween. What a weird holiday. I mean, we all love it. We couldn't wait when we were kids for Halloween night. But what a weird holiday. You dress your kids up as little goblins and hillbillies, and you send them out so you can get dentist bills. Trent, do you think that's a little weird? Badgie, I do, I gotta be honest with you. I avoid Halloween. I black out. I do what we call a blackout. I call it I need to call my day, what? I do a blackout. Anybody else come on, admit it to me if you do blackouts. Blackout means I turn off the front porch light, which is usually on. I turn it off. I make sure none of the lights at the front of the house are on, and I go to the very back, and I just watch TV for 2 or 3 hours, or, yeah, Badgie, thank you. Okay? Niffy doesn't have to black out. She's automatically black out. Derek hasn't had a treater in years. I avoid them. I don't want a little kid to ask me for a piece of candy. I don't. Billy D, LA, when you go down Santa Monica Boulevard, oh, that's where Pops almost went to jail. Vegas, you do balloons and decoration, you do the whole thing? No. I know Exception does. Christopher's gonna have a wonderful night. Candy is ridiculous, Neo. I was checking that out. I happened to be at Myers the other day for something else. I'm looking, $27 for a bag of candy? What? It's $27 for a bag of mixed candy. I can't even imagine what the dentist bill's gonna be. I sound like an old curmudgeon. But I think I'm just justifying the fact that I don't hand out candy. Vague, I don't do it. Nerdy, buy it tomorrow on triple discount. Oh, is that true, Herbie? Is that true? I'd never even thought of that. You'll be doing hot yoga for Halloween. Okay. 4-Leaf has 4 grandkids. Are those the 4-Leafs that you're always talking about? We give candy out and stuff and then shut off our lights. And if you stop it with that candy, it used to be you could buy a candy bar for like 17 cents. You can't touch a candy bar for under $2.25 right now. Why? It's still a candy bar. What the heck? It's still just a candy bar. Okay? What's going on with that candy business? These dogs right here, everything's overpriced. I know, Pacey's, I know. We're not going to complain about prices because we could spend the rest of the day. These dogs right here are ready for Halloween, even if you're not. Get it.
Pretty girls walk like this. Pretty girls walk like this.
He is 90 pounds and this fits her. It's so cute. We can't even stand it.
Now these kids I would treat. Well, maybe not that one. Okay, one more time. Those are so cute. Snippy, that's cute. Look at this. French zombie. Frenchy zombie. That is a crack up.
Pretty girls walk like this.
This.
This, this, this. Pretty girls walk
Like this.
He is 90 pounds and this is her. It's so cute. We can't even stand it.
Oh, Paige, I want to see it. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Wait, where's this one?
Oh my gosh, that was so
We got 1, 2, 3 legs. Now we got this mirror we're gonna grab. And you can see there's a reflection side. Slide down. It should be perfect.
Thank you, Parley.
wow. Oh my gosh, it just looks like a bowl of candy. Yeah, they're coming. Okay, take one piece. Just one. Oh my gosh, that was so
Oh, wow. Okay. Wait. One more. Happy Halloween, you guys. I hope everybody has a great, safe day. Have fun with the kids. Thank you, Paigey.
Oh, nailed it. Darkness.
This one's a lot of work.
Boom. Yes. Easy. Strip of tape here.
wait to see
And
it.
this is gonna go right there.
Like it holding me on the
Holding me, man.
Okay, I want to see the finished product. You ready? Oh wow, you look really good. Come here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it looks amazing.
All right, now you're gonna turn around so I can see our headless trick-or-treater with a head over the plate. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey! It's scary.
Happy Halloween. There's some creative people out there, huh? That's a pretty good one. How'd you like to be a little girl? What were you for Halloween? When I was 6, I didn't have a head. I want one. Can I rent Ava? Is there any way I can rent Ava? But I have to be able to give her back. Okay, it's just a rental. Okay? Now, isn't that cute? We're gonna do a giveaway. If she would like it, she'd love to get out of here, Pops. Just one more thing. One more thing. One more thing. And then we can do what we're supposed to do here. Where is this guy? This right here. Beer bottles. Anybody got a beer bottle? If you have an extra 77 beer bottles, you can make your own musical instrument. See, this country doesn't have internet. They don't have internet. So they stay busy. Right, Phillips? No internet, was he? Not so sure we need it. If we could be that creative, we would not need the internet. Okay? Oh, that's fun. We won't dwell on it. I haven't seen Free here this morning. Do you think he's having a do you think Free's having a loser hangover? Free the Ancient One. I bet she's having a loser hangover. Loser hangover. J.W. Owen, you nailed it, bro. You called it 5-1. I mean, 4-1 series way before it even started. You called it Dodgers in 5. Yep. What's he? You know he's hiding. You know he's hiding. Okay? Because he's supposed to be wearing a Dodger hat. Yeah. We better see a picture of Free wearing a Dodger hat pretty soon. That's all I have to say. Okay, Dodgers. Go Dodgers. Honestly, when they went down 5-0 yesterday, when it was 5-0, I thought, here we go. Yankees are gonna pull off history. Nah, the Dodgers came back and did a smoke show on them. Dodgers said, this is how you play baseball without doing errors. You guys can do 3 errors. You can have a pitcher not cover the base. You can have catcher interference. You guys can do all kinds of stuff and lose a 5-run lead. Yankees decided to just give it back. We'll just give it to them. Oh, that's kind of true, right, Paige? Paige, you got a good point there. But you know what? I don't know. We don't want to get into it because we don't know enough of the facts. But I wonder if, I'm not sure Ohtani really knew that his interpreter was ripping him off. It would be real easy, I think, to have pulled the wool over that guy's eyes because all he wants to do is play baseball. That's what it looks like. Anyways, enough of my opinion. Opinions are all like buttholes. We all have them, and they all stink. Okay? Yeah, no, I agree with you, Paige. It wasn't a good look. It wasn't a good look. Why are humans, why are we obsessed with poop and pee as humans? Who knows? Seriously. As a collective group, maybe not individually. Individually, you may not care, but as a collective group, we really care about our poop and pee. It's awkward. And yet I want to crack jokes about my poop and pee. Is it because we're a little embarrassed and we're trying to throw some humor at it? No, I agree. You can check out how healthy you are by taking a quick peek right before you flush. Herbie says it's because everybody in the world poops and pees, Pops. Really? Would you have a museum to it? Pacers, HB. Would you ever start a poop museum? Nippy? How much would you be willing to pay for an admission fee to a poop museum? Huh? What do you think? Anybody? Pacers, there has to be one out there somewhere, right? How much would you be willing to pay? What if all it costs you is like maybe a fart? Maybe all you have to do is fart and they let you into the museum. Cleaning's like they would have to pay me. Badgie's willing to drop a 5 spot to go check out the poop museum. Okay, how about this? You want to see a poop museum? Freddie Hinkle's willing to drop a 20. All you have to do is go to the Isle of Wight Zoo in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom, while the Isle of Wight has a zoo, they have an exhibition at this zoo exclusively dedicated to poop. Poop! It features feces from both animals and humans. That'd be kind of interesting in a way now that I think about it. That's a buffalo poop, and that's a giraffe poop. And that over there, that's an anteater poop. This is a poop from someone in South Africa. And this is a poop from someone in Iceland. I'm concerned. The authorities, wait. It also features fossilized poop. My aunt had fossilized poop. She was a director at the La Brea Tar Pits. She had fossilized poop in collection. She had this huge fossil collection. I've seen fossilized poop in my life. Seen it. And I didn't have to go to the Isle of Wight. It features fossilized poop. These fossilized poop go back 140 million years. Corpulite, that's right, Jonathan K. You're the smartest kid in the science class. Corpulites, 140 million year old corpulites and or fossilized poop. Dinosaur poop. How about pee? So far we've just talked about poop. What about pee? I found this one. You've heard this one before. Virgin boys. Virgin boys. Poop can be energy. You can definitely, in many, dried specifically, depending on the animal. But if there's a lot of straw and grass and stuff in the poop, can't we use it as fuel? Virgin boys. Virgin boy eggs. This is sounding really creepy. I'm only going to cover it once. Okay? Well, that's one of the reasons we have no problem talking about poop here, Greenie, because we also, later on, we're going to talk about mushroom substrates and dung-loving shrooms. In China, there's a delicacy. In China. Why do the Chinese always come up with this weird stuff, Sarah, that freaks me out? In China, there's a delicacy called virgin boy eggs. Virgin boy eggs. Should I go on? Give me 5 people that would like to know what the heck I'm talking about. Nerdy. Nerdy, I'm counting you as one. Matthew saying no, don't go any further. Matthew, you're getting outvoted. Matthew, you're getting way outvoted here. We ready? In China, there's a delicacy called virgin boy eggs, where the eggs are actually soaked in urine. This is a very specific urine. It's boys under 10. You have to go find little boys under 10. Where do you collect their urine? Where would you find a collection of little boy urine? Why don't you just go to the schools, okay? Go to the school washroom and collect it. The urine is collected from school washrooms. And it's strongly believed that eating these can give you great health benefits. Soaked in little boys' washroom pee. Okay? This sounds like a titty party. It's freaking me out, Sarah. Would it be expensive? Would it be expensive? Shouldn't one of these eggs cost quite a bit? Give me an idea. What would you pay? You're already paid $5 to go to the poop museum. What are you going to pay for one of these eggs? What are you paying, Steven? What do you think? Stored in a piggy bank. That's a good one, was. How much do you think these things cost? 24 cents each. I can't buy a regular egg for 24 cents. $0.24. You know how many they're making? I'm disqualified. 24 cents. Don't think that you can make your own and compete with the Chinese, because I don't think you can. I don't think you can come even close. Jimmy's already thinking of a side hustle. Jimmy, you can't, there's no way. You can't compete. So you're getting old. You're facing death right in the eye. And you're not afraid. Death's coming. And you expect it. And it's okay. I'm not afraid. Matter of fact, I'm going to join a club. Just this whole club, everybody in the club we're not really afraid of dying, as a matter of fact. As a matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and start what we call a coffin club. A coffin club. A coffin club is senior citizen groups that get together and build their own customized coffins. Woz, would you come over and help me put the final coat of stain on my coffin, please? What do you do? Where do you store your coffin? Nerdy. Like, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's like, if you're towards the end, is it going to take you a little longer to build the coffin than normal? Like, what if you're super sick and you still have like 2 coats of varnish to put on? What are you going to do? Well, I guess you just get the people. He built this coffin last week. I don't get it. I mean, I like the idea conceptually, but I'm having a problem with storage. I'm having a problem with, what do I do with this cotton now that I've made it? What if I want a different one? What do you do with the one you've already got made? What do you do? It's a true story. Can you imagine that? And I'm going to read one more thing to you. Wait, where is it? This one's interesting. Frank Zappa. Anybody like the Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention? I thought they were the coolest band back in the 70s. And you had to be like different to like Zappa. Everyone else is doing Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and stuff. And of course we like them, but Frank Zappa. Now come on, Zappa was a musical genius. Played all kinds of different instruments, wrote a bunch of amazing stuff, but he was a little tick off. He was because I'm sure his genius had a lot to do with it. He's like me, just a little tick off. Do you think Frank Zappa, was he popular at his concerts? Do you think he was if you went to a Frank Zappa concert, do you think that there was a lot of adulation and people were, oh, I know, Bill D. Watch out where the Huskies go and don't you eat that yellow snow. Don't you remember that one? Do you think that at a Zappa concert that the girls would be all over him? I never thought of Frank Zappa as like a matinee idol. I never thought of him as the type that the girls were throwing themselves at him. He was always like this upper level musician genius guy. Frank Zappa had a few groupies. He actually, oh, you've heard him, Sandy, you just don't know. He's a phenomenal musician. He was a tick off. After collecting unwashed panties that were thrown on stage by women at his concerts, Frank Zappa had a quilt made of them. Frank's relaxing. That's Frank, taking it easy. A few pairs of underwear there. Unwashed, tossed panties. Collect those. Hold on to those. What the? There you go. There's a collection of odors and otherwise. What the hell? Oh, my theme is way off this morning. My theme, we're doing poop, we're doing pee, we're doing. Okay. Sounds like a discomforter, not a comforter. Oh, Matthew, it's been rough. This is what you get when you guys let me have a day off. That's what happens. Don't give Pops a day off. Okay? Who would think of that? Hold on. He tells the roadies, collect those. Frank, what are you going to do with them? Wait and see. Okay. Final thing, I didn't know this, and I don't know if it's true. We have British people here. We have people from Britain that pop in here once in a while. Do a fact check for me, Mr. Britain, and then we're going to move on. I need Britain to do a fact check for me. Until 1992, Derek Anderson, you're not going to believe this. 1992 wasn't that long ago. Okay? OB, you're here? Okay. This wasn't that long ago. 1992. Until 1992, according to this, electrical appliances were often sold in Britain without plugs at the end. And the consumers would attach them themselves depending on what kind of plug they had. What? You don't have a plug on? I'm getting a brand new dehydrator, but I got to put my own plug on it? Yep. New refrigerator. You had to put your own plug? I'm not saying it's super difficult, nerdy, but what? 1992? You guys couldn't figure out how to put a plug on for me? I'm paying a lot of money for that refrigerator. No, I know that's true, you guys. Sirius is right. D. Anderson's right. Interesting, though, huh? You never think of it. Major appliances, depending on which country, because they all have different plugs, blah, blah, blah. Interesting. I read that and I go, 1992? Just gives you a reason to go to British Home Depot. Okay? Anyways, that's interesting stuff, am I right? Do you guys remember me telling you last week? Do you remember me telling you last week that you can make a monotub out of almost anything? Remember that? A monotub. A little environment where if we put our cocoa coir and we do a mix of our grain, colonized grain spawn, and we treat it correctly, over the next 20 days, it's going to start myceliating and ultimately fruit. Do you remember me? And then I told you, just be creative. You can come up with all kinds of different things to use for your monotub. And I told you I used a wok once. It's true. I did. Wok. It's all starting to myceliate across it. And then what we do is just put the glass lid on this. And the woks already have a little hole in the glass lid. And when I was growing it with the wok, I just did a little bit more fresh air exchange than normal. But there it is, starting to pin and fruit. What do you think about that? I was at a yard sale and I saw this old wok. Didn't have a plug or anything. I said, you know what? We can make ourselves a monotub out of that wok. We did another thing once. Had about 4 guys. Took $20 each, a $20 bill, and sent them into the 99-cent store. Go into the 99-cent store, you have a $20 bill. And you come out of the 99-cent store, and you have to have all of the materials you need to make a monotub. $20. And everybody came out with a different idea and a different thing. Some people spending less than $10 at a 99-cent store, and you could get now it's a $1.25 store, right? But yeah, you could go in there and you could get everything but the coir. It's the easiest thing in the world. It's very, very difficult to not be successful if you try. Okay? Mound tech. We talked about mound tech the other day. We're going to cover that real briefly here. We have now all this myceliated grain. We call it grain spawn. It's already been colonizing for about 20 days. It's turned white. Now what do you do with it? You have 2 choices in general. One, you can fruit it out in the clump that it already is. And 2, we do what they call break to bulk. Break means you're going to break up that whole chunk of myceliated, and you're going to break it and mix it in with a bulk substrate, and then you're going to get more of a return on your harvest. But you've also, because you did break it up, and you've spent time manipulating it and fracturing the colony, it's going to take longer for it to grow back, and it also is more likely to contaminate. Potentially. If you took it in just its clump form and started to fruit it out, it has a very, very strong chance of surviving long enough to fruit if you treat it correctly. Here's what you're going to want to do as soon as your grain spawn is quote unquote ready, meaning 20 days, you've looked at it, all of the grain is well covered in white. You're going to take this now and you're going to soak that grain before you put it into your substrate mix. You're going to want to soak that grain. What do? If your grain is in a jar, all you need to do is fill up the jar with a little bit of, we use distilled water. because I happen to have a distilling machine. And so it's easier to just use good, clean water. But if you have fresh tap water in your city, tap water will work fine. So you're going to take and you're just going to pour water into that jar. Long enough for, you're just going to cover the top of the amount of grain. And what will actually happen, it's fun as heck when you see it happen. You'll see the body of mycelium, it's almost like a cork. And it's going to start, whoop, and next thing you know, it's going to be floating inside your jar in that water that you put in. Now what you're doing at this point is you're hydrating your spawn. You're adding water. Believe it or not, your spawn isn't going to take on a lot of water because it's like a cork at this point. It's going to take on the amount of water that it knows it needs naturally, and then after that, it's not going to take on any more. You could leave that spawn soaking in the water for 6 days, or you could soak it in 2 hours. 2 hours is about the longest you need to soak anything. If you've got your grains and you have been colonizing it in a bag, you can do the same thing. Just cut the top of the bag, pour some water in it, and let it soak for about 2 hours. What we're doing is we're giving this grain spawn enough water, enough hydration to last for the next 21 days as it colonizes and as it fruits. Because we're not going to go in like you do with a marijuana plant or anything else that you grow. We're not going to be watering or adding water to the surface after we've made our cake. The only place we add water is to the air, to the side walls inside of the tub, and to the air, and then we capture the humidity. But we're not adding water at any point past this point right here. So we're going to want to make sure that our spawn has an appropriate amount of water, that it can last for the next 21 days and not ask you for a drink. So the first step is to pre-soak your grain spawn. Once you've pre-soaked your grain spawn, and again, I've done it more pre-soaks than a million. All I do is a 2-hour pre-soak. I pour water on my grain, whether it's in the jar or it's in the bag, and I leave it to sit for 2 hours. I drain all the water out. I now have hydrated spawn. Okay? If I've done that, here's an example of Uncle Ben's. This is an Uncle Ben's completely hydrated brown rice, and it's already been soaked. On Uncle Ben's, all I had to do was cut the top of the bag, pour some water, let it soak for about 2 hours. And then I pop the whole concoction out of the bag. And I lay it on my bed of substrate. This substrate, I told you, I make my substrate out of 65% cocoa coir, 35% vermiculite, and about 10% worm castings, if I'm going to even use worm castings, which I don't all the time. So it's either 60-40 or 65-35-10. And that's the bed of substrate that it lays on. Remember that I've already soaked this. Okay? The next thing I'm going to do with that is I'm going to cover it back up with a little bit of extra substrate. See that? So now I've just got substrate covering my mounds. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to give those a little bit of a mist. I'm going to put this tray, goes inside of another tray, the mono tub. And that right there is called, for me, we call that mound tech. And it will start fruiting out of this mound. First, the whole mounds are going to start turning white. Okay? And then it's going to start fruiting right out of here. Let's see if I have an example in here. That's mound tech. I have 4 mounds in this one tub. And after I cased the mounds in this one, I laid it on a bed of perlite. And the perlite adds humidity and moisture to this whole situation. But that's mounds. They're already starting to fruit out. And then I also once in a while want to have fun and I got creative. Halloween. I took 2 mounds and I put them together, cased them, laid them on a bed of clay pebbles, and then you can see it started colonizing. This was all brown at once. Starts turning white, 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 and the next thing you know, it's going to start fruiting shrooms out of it. So that's mound tech. And this one I did for Halloween. This right here is a myceliated grain spawn. It's done. It was in a 1 pound plastic bag. We soaked it in the bag. Now what we've done is we've taken and we've laid our pre-soaked myceliated grain on a bed of substrate. You'll notice I don't have the polyfill in the holes yet. The reason for that is if I put the polyfill in first or sooner, as I'm doing this mix, the polyfill starts to get a little dirty. And I don't like that. So literally the polyfills are the very last thing I do right before I spray my tub and close it up. But this right here's the next step if I'm going to break to bulk. I'm going to break all this up into this bulk container and do a mix. When we do these mixes, there's 2 different options for a mix. Okay? This mix right here, we took that substrate and we broke it all up and we mixed it in with our bulk substrate and it's all mixed in and all done. And then we put over a light little amount of substrate back over the top of it to cover the seeds or the grain and make sure everything's covered. And this is what you call a mixed cake. They also do what they call a layered cakes or lasagna cakes. And that's where you put a little substrate at the bottom. You put some grain spawn in 1 layer. You cover that with substrate. You put some more grain spawn in. Cover that with substrate. And you make layers like this. Those are the 2 different options, typically, that we'll use when we're constructing our cakes. The advantage to the layer is this. With the layered cake, what you find is you'll get more flushes. You'll get more flushes out of this style than you will out of this. This you'll get 1 huge flush. When we call flushes with mushrooms, a flush is a growth, is a 1 harvest. The amazing thing about fungus and what we're growing here is sometimes you can get up to 4 or 5 different harvests out of the same cake. Okay? Each harvest is called a flush. This style here gives you a phenomenal first flush, and then whatever's left after you've done your first harvest, you could probably get a second flush out of that. Maybe even a third. Remember, every time you go for another flush, you're increasing the opportunity for contamination. This one right here is built for extra flushes. Okay? This one's built because basically this first layer is going to flush. And then while it's flushing and it's harvesting, the second one's colonizing more and more. And so this one here, you start getting more flushes out of this style. But this style gives you a lot more opportunity to end up getting contaminated because your cake has to live for a lot longer. Okay? It's good to hear from Daniel. Glad he's out. Okay. So there's 2 different ways that we can do that. I don't do layered. I don't. We did when we were beginning, and it's something that you should try. Try them both. And I really do recommend you do. So you're going to find out for your system, for your whole setup, you know what? I get more harvest out of a layered approach than out of a mixed approach. Let me be honest with you and say that rarely do we look for second flushes here anymore. Rarely. We're not, just because of the system and the speed and the space that we have available and stuff, I look for the most I can possibly get out of my first flush, and then I usually I'm recycling my cake. Okay? So that gives us a brief idea of what it looks like. I'm going to read to you a process, and then we'll be done with cake making. This part, honestly, is probably my favorite part of growing shrooms. This part right here. What we're about to do. This stage is a lot of fun. The neatest thing in the whole world is when you take this and you break it. When you crack that open and you start breaking up all those seeds and spreading them around in here. I call them seeds, but they're really grains. The smell is the most beautiful earthly smell I've ever had. And I'm addicted to the smell. I'm obsessed by it. So I can't wait for the days that I have to break to bulk, because it gives you such an amazing opportunity for this fantastic smell. Smells like the freshest earth, freshest garden. It's pure nature. It's beautiful. Use rubber gloves and alcohol spray, and make sure that your monotub and liner and all surfaces are sprayed down. Being clean is very important. It's important to understand ratios. We recommend a mix ratio of 2 to 1. If I'm going to use 2 pounds of substrate, I'm going to use 1 pound of spawn. If I'm going to use 4 pounds of substrate, I'm going to use 2 pounds of spawn. So it's a 2 to 1 ratio. 2 amounts of this to 1 amount of that, no matter what volume you're using. And eventually you'll start figuring out how much you need to make your cake around 3 inches thick. That makes the perfect size. Okay? For every 2 pounds of substrate, you're going to add 1 pound of spawn. Clean your liner with an alcohol spray using a mister. They make some really neat misters out there. You want to get yourself an atomizer. Get an atomizer. Misters come in different sizes and shapes, and some are just throwing water spots, big raindrops. If you're going to spend an extra $7 on an Amazon, get an atomizer. An atomizer is going to put it out in very, very fine spray, so you're not leaving drops anywhere. It's almost like a fog, a mist is what we're looking for. Okay? Tomorrow we'll discuss, we're a little out of time. Tomorrow we're going to discuss how to make a cake, show you a video on making a cake, and then moving it to the colonization stage. Okay? And also FAE. We must discuss fresh air exchange. But for today, I thought it was important. I wanted to show you guys mound tech. And I absolutely 100%, it's okay, Jesus Christ. I 100% recommend trying mound tech. Even do it side by side. If you've got a tub, a monotub with break to bulk grow going, and you have another one next to it with just a mound growing. And I want you to just compare your results, contamination results, fruit results, etc., and see what the differences are. Okay? Sound good to you? Sounds good to me. We still have a giveaway here. We're going to be giving away, tomorrow, we're going to do a Dodger giveaway. But today we still have, and we're going to be giving this away at the end of today, these seeds and all these things from Kim. Prints galore. There's quite a few prints in here. And of course, the coup de grace is a Colorado Michael League pin. And then we're also going to give 2 to 3 grams of supplementary supplements that are scary. Since it's Halloween, why don't we just go ahead and ghost somebody? Huh? Let's move to our book. Sure don't have much left of this. The 4 agreements. We're doing really good, you guys. I'm on page 86. When I last saw you guys, day before yesterday, I was claiming to be a master of transformation. Do you guys remember that? Master of transformation. I'm on page 86 of the 4 agreements. Practice makes you the master. Give me an idea of what you're a master of. Seriously, send off a couple of, tell me what you're a master at. Waz is a master guitar player. I've heard him play. There's no doubt in my mind, Waz is a master guitar player. He probably masters other things. But what are you a master of? You master dancer? JWO, we're not going to read that one out loud. We want to be positive. What are you a master of? You're a master of living impeccably. That's good, HP. Or you're working at it too. You're a master of not making karma. I'm a master of listening to my patients. I'm a master. DJ's a master at hair. What are you, a hairdresser? What are you a master of? Nobody's claiming mastership of anything here. What's going on? What are you a master of? Master of putting worms on hooks? Okay, that's good. Honestly, that is. When I go fishing with Captain Jeff, Catzilla's a master machinist. That's a mastery. Yeah. A master of rolling hash balls. Badgie's a master at hashish. No, seriously, he isn't saying it here. Badgie is a hashish master. He's a, what do they call you guys? A hashishan? Ghastly's more spread out. Bet you master something. Interesting that you guys aren't claiming mastership of much. Clooney's a master cannabis grower. I can see that. Just looking at pictures, I'm going to agree. You can't grow that kind of cannabis and not be a master. Hashishan, that's it, Badgie. That's what Badgie is. By doing your best, you're going to become a master. By doing your best, you're on your way to mastership. You're transforming yourself into a master. Everything you have learned, you learned through repetition. Everything that we've learned through repetition. Somebody told it to us, we repeated it. Often we have to repeat it, just like the multiplication table. I got to repeat that thing over and over in my head. Eventually I learned it. Everything that we learn through repetition. I learned how to be a master mushroom grower through 4 years of repetition. Weeding out the things that aren't working as well, supplementing, adding in ideas, creating new, become a master at it through repetition. The more I did it, the better I got at it. If you want to be a writer, this example, if you want to be a writer, do you have to like sit down and write something? Yeah. If you really want to be a good writer, you have to write a lot of stuff, a lot of time, and you're going to get better at it, aren't you? Any of these things that you want to master, repetition gets you there. You learn to write. You learn to drive. You even learn to walk by repetition. You're a master of speaking your language. None of us mentioned that. We're all masters of English. We speak English. We master it. Such that we can communicate so well. We learned English. We learned whatever language we speak by repetition. You're a master of speaking your language because you practiced. Action is what made the difference. If you do your best in search for personal freedom, in the search for self-love, you will discover that it's just a matter of time before you find what you're looking for. It's not about daydreaming or sitting for hours dreaming in meditation. You have to stand up and you have to be human. You have to honor the man or woman that you are. Respect your body. Enjoy your body. Love your body. Feed it and clean it and heal it. Exercise and do the things that make your body feel good. This is a puja to your body. Do you remember what the puja was? When those Indians sat around and they chanted to their little god idol, and they dressed it up and they treated it with an amazing spirit and grace. That was their puja. Our bodies are our puja. Our bodies are what we should be treating with that same level of respect as we've been taught to treat God, or whatever form of God we were taught. But we don't do that, do we, nerdy? We abuse our bodies. We don't take care of them. We don't go to the doctor when we're supposed to. I probably should have been to the doctor 8 times this year. I'd probably be better by now. This is what I'm speaking to myself. I have to do better taking care of my body. It's a good reminder for me. If I'm talking about doing my best, am I doing my best with my body? No. I admit it to you guys, I'm not. So I'm going to get better. I'm going to do better. I'm going to practice more. I'm going to practice more. My body is my communion with my Godhead. My body is my communion with my Godhead. You don't need to worship idols of the Virgin Mary, the Christ, or Buddha. You can if you want to. And if it feels good, that's okay. It really is. Nobody's saying not to do these things that make you feel good. Your own body's the actual manifestation of God. And if you honor your body, everything will change for you. When you practice giving love to every part of your body, you plant seeds of love in your mind. And when they grow, you will love, honor, and respect your body immensely. Boy, I need to work on this. I truly do. This is a missing ingredient for me. I got to do better. For a while there, I was lifting, I was doing a little bit of work in the morning. I haven't been lately. And I notice the difference. I do, I can tell the difference. And it doesn't take long, 15, 20 minutes a day if I get back on my routine. I need to honor my body more. Anybody else agree? Melody does. Anybody else? Anybody else have to put a little more practice into loving their own body? Accepting it the way it is? Not judging yourself based off of the world's concepts of what you're supposed to look like? I'm glad you guys are agreeing. I'm glad I'm not the only one. It makes me feel better. We got to work on that. We can be healthy mentally, but we gotta get there physically too. We gotta watch what we eat a little bit. Exercise. I was feeling a little creaky just the other day. Got up off the couch and I'm like, why am I walking like an old man? Like kind of hunched over and I have to stand up and stretch it out. And because you haven't been taking care of yourself, Pops. You haven't been taking care of yourself physically. Okay. So no judgment, no guilt. I'm not a victim. I'm just aware now. And I'm telling my friends that I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. And that's all we go from there. And I'll either be impeccable and do better, or I won't. But I can tell you, if I'm practicing impeccable, the minute I said I'm going to do better, I will. Boop. Every action that we take can ultimately become a ritual to honoring God. When I'm growing my mushrooms, if I'm doing the very best I can, I'm actually honoring the God inside me. When I'm making these funny little models I make, I'm actually honoring the creative God inside me. I'm allowing the creative God inside me to express itself, to grow, to practice, to get bigger, and then be able to use it to serve people with it. I don't want it to get bigger so I have more. I want to get bigger so I can give more away. And really, that's really my motive. The next step is honoring God with every thought and every emotion and every belief that you have. Every thought that you have becomes a communion with your inner Godhead. You're actually speaking to your own God inside you. When you're telling yourself you're a loser, you're telling the God inside you, hey dude, I'm a loser. Hey dude, I'm fat, I'm ugly, and I'm dumb. God, try it differently. Try never using those words. I wouldn't want to tell my God that. My God's here to help me grow and be better. My God's teaching me, don't use those words. Don't say those things about myself to myself. Every thought becomes a communion with God, and you will live a dream without judgments, victimization, and free of the need to gossip, free of the need to abuse yourself, free of the need to chase attention. When you honor these 4 agreements together, there is no way you're going to live a life of hell. No way. There is no way. If you are impeccable with your word, if you don't take things personally, if you don't make assumptions, and if you always do your best, you're going to have a beautiful life. You're going to be in control of your life. 100%. Somebody just said it, I think it was Sandy. Who likes a bully? Aren't we all like, especially, I'm very, very appreciative that we get more and more aware of anti-bully. Bullies. When we spot them, oh, that guy's a bully. But we don't really spot it when we bully ourselves, do we? We don't really spot it when we bully ourselves. We victimize ourselves, that bully in us. That is not God talking. The 4 agreements are a summary of the mastery of transformation. You transform hell into heaven. Wow. That's so much power. You transform your depressed, anxious life into a life of giving and serving. The knowledge is here. It's just waiting for us to use it. The 4 agreements are here. You just need to adopt these agreements and respect their meaning and respect their power. Just do your best to honor these agreements. You can make this agreement today. I choose to honor the 4 agreements. It's so simple and logical that even a child can understand them. That's why it works for me, because I'm in the mode of keeping everything simple anymore. My growth, everything, my personal growth, keep it simple. Even a child can understand 4 quick little new agreements, and I've seen the power. You got to have a strong will. A very strong will keep these agreements, because wherever we go, we're going to find a path that's filled with blocks. Everyone tries to sabotage, or people are going to try to sabotage your commitment to these new agreements. And the world, it's already set up to break these agreements. The world doesn't have these agreements. The world's filled with gossip. This is a good one. I'm almost done for today. That's why you need to be a great hunter, a great warrior, somebody who can defend the 4 agreements with their life. Your happiness and your freedom. A new way of living depends on it. The warrior's goal is to transcend the world, to escape from it and never come back. As the Toltecs teach us, the reward is to transcend this human experience, this experience of suffering and pain, and to become the embodiment of service, the embodiment of that Godhead in you. That's our reward. We need to use every bit of power we have in keeping these agreements. And as we keep them, our power grows. Our power to serve, and our power to give, and our power to be kind. Our power to be aware of our shortcomings. Our power to be willing to change. Our power to be willing to admit when we're wrong and say, I want to do it different now. Our power to admit, I haven't been taking care of my body. Instead of trying to pretend to everybody here, oh yeah, no, I'm admitting it. It takes power to admit these things. And I get that power by being impeccable. I can't lie. I'm not supposed to. The God inside me would really hurt. I'd fallen many times, but I stood up and I kept going. And I fell again and I kept going. I don't feel sorry for myself. There was no way I'm going to feel sorry for myself. If I fall and I'm strong and I'm intelligent and I get up, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep growing. So when you fall, do not judge. Do not give the judge, your inner judge, the satisfaction of turning you into a victim. Be tough with yourself. Stand up and make the agreement. That's where I was this morning. I'm tough with myself. You've been a lazy ass. You haven't been taking care of your body. Knock it off. Get back on the beam. Okay, I can do that. stand up and make the agreement again. Say, you know what? I broke the agreement with being impeccable with my word. But I can start again right now. Today I'll be impeccable. Today I won't take things personal. Today I won't make assumptions. And today I'm going to do my best. If you break an agreement, begin again tomorrow. And again the next day. It's going to be difficult at first. But each day will become easier and easier until someday you'll discover that you're actually living these things without even realizing it. You're just doing them. Doing. Will you be surprised if your life is transformed? Will you be surprised if your life is transformed? Yes or no? The more you practice, will it get easier? Yes or no? When I go to work out later on today, it's going to be, oh God, I haven't done this in a while. I keep doing it. Next week, I'll add an extra 5 pounds to my reps. Niffer, I promise to practice too. I promise to practice. You guys are doing a great job. Being aware and being willing and having an intent. And don't victimize yourself. Don't victimize yourself. That judge inside you is just sitting there going, I can't wait to get a victim. And you're going to go, I don't even know who you are anymore, bro. You don't even, you don't live here anymore. Right, Sandy? Kick them out. Eviction. An eviction notice. Thank you, guys. Let's do a giveaway. Let's do a giveaway. Yesterday, the reason I'm going to hit it one more time, I want everybody to get a chance to win. Okay? So let's be fair and reasonable. If you're putting in 3 numbers, give everybody a chance to put in 3 numbers. It's nothing personal. It's personal. Let's everybody win. Okay? I got a number in here. 3 guesses. You can give me 3 numbers on one line. Numbers between 1 and 50. Between 1 and 50. Go. Give me a number between 1 and 50. And if you got it, the first person on my screen that has the number right, Exception. Exception just got it. Good job, Exception. Exception said, 13. Whoops. And sure enough, it was 13. Exception, that's an exceptionally good thing. I'm glad. Exception, can you send me your address, dear? And we're going to be sending you this package from Kim and then some supplementary supplements that go boo. Okay? So we're going to send that to Exception, our good friend here. She listens all day long at work and then gets a chance to pop in once in a while. And I really appreciate her a great deal. Exception, tell Christopher Happy Halloween for me. Okay? And your wife. Please say Happy Halloween to the fam. Okay? You guys go have a great day. Happy Halloween. Be safe. Sane. That's going to be tough for some of us. Okay, thank you, Exception. Safe and sane. Wait, that's supposed to be 4th of July. Safe and sane. Anyways, add it to Halloween and go have a good time and don't eat too much candy and just enjoy your family and the things that this is a fun family day. It really is. As kids, I can't imagine my mom having to take 6 little Rugrats around. My dad had nothing to do with it. My mom dressing us all up and 6 little Rugrats, taking them around. And we still remember it with an amazing amount of fondness today. Yeah, we have a lot of fond memories of our Halloween times together. Go make great memories and do another thing today. Practice your 4 agreements. Watch how good you're going to get out. Oh, and one more thing. Do what Pops is going to do today. Get back busy and start taking care of your body. Have a great day, you guys. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being my pals. Trent and HB and Herbs. And married Michael, I'm glad you and Daniel are doing better. Thank you. Satter, Kimberly, HB, Jimmy all the way to the max. Shamsi, hello. Calico Kid, have a wonderful day. Eulogy, have a nice day. Satter Wolf, thank you for saying that eulogy. Satter and Mike Maraball and Notorious Nugs and Sharon M. You better believe them Dodgers, girl. Niffy and Sandman. Take him to the first gentleman. Okay. Sandy, happy birthday out there. Billy D, the exception. Kimberly, don't eat all your kids' candy. Let them have their own. Satter Wolf, Sharon, and Mary. And Saturday, Jesus Christ, and Larry Ted for a nice one. Hi, Larry. Sarah, you didn't freak me out today. I freaked you out. Nerd Pilar Vegas, have a happy Halloweeny. Jolie, happy Halloween. Paige, you too. Badge, I don't do candy, Halloween candy. Get out of here. Jonathan K all day. Sandman and Summer Wheat and Herbie and Jesus Christ and married Michael and Melissa G and Sozo. Sozo, I haven't seen you. 5280 Mr. Phillips, Laura, have a divine day. Calico, practice. Pacers, love you too, Mike Baraball. Karma, Jesus Christ, Nerdy. Have a super profundo day. Dia, Herbs and Pennypack and Satter and Cleaning Grow and Jesus Christ and Neo Simplex, Michael Shonky Patterson, Bud, D. Anderson, Saskamo. You know what Michael Patterson's gonna be for Halloween? He doesn't even have to dress up. He's going to go out as a guru. Okay, he's not even dressing up. Saska Mojo, married Michael Gatsley Gruesome, married, and Penny Packet, Jesus Christ, and Sharon M, and Derek Anderson, and Karma. Don't wear masks. We don't even need them. Pops, peace, love each other. Love yourself. Tomorrow. I will, married